This is the first chapter of Glencoe, grade 6 math. Um, and I'll be doing videos like this. I'm going to do a video for every lesson, for every chapter. And you'll be able to watch it in class. You can also watch it at home. If you want to watch a video more than once, that's okay. That'll help you to really understand the skill. Um, Also, you'll have a notebook, and as I'm teaching, as I'm lecturing about these skills, if you want to pause the video, make some notes in your notebook, that'd be great. That'll help you to understand even greater. Um, I want to show you on the board, when you get to the video, you'll see a couple things every time. You'll see this over here, Math 1.1. And what that stands for is Chapter 1, Lesson 1. Chapter 1, Lesson 1. Okay, so the next one you'll watch is going to be 1.2, and then 1.3 and 1.4. And then when we get to the second chapter, it'll be 2.1, 2.2, 2.3. Okay, so chapter and lesson. And with every chapter and lesson, there is a learning target. There's something you need to learn so that by the time that you're done with this video, and you've done some independent practice, and you've done some work on your own, you should be able to accomplish this learning target. You should know this really well. So for this chapter and lesson, it is find the greatest common factor, or GCF, and find the least common multiple, or the LCM. Some of this might be a review from 5th grade, or even 4th grade, or you've seen this before. So at the end, this is what you're going to want to be able to do. And as I come around, as I talk to you, I'll say, what lessons are you on? And you'll say, I'm on lesson 1.1. And then I'll say, well, what's your learning target? And you say, well, I'm trying to really learn and find the greatest common factor and the least common multiple. You always need to know, what is your end result? What's your target? What are you wanting to learn? Okay? It's like if I'm going to run a 5K race, I want to know where the end is. If I just start running, I'll run forever. But I need to know where the end is. What's my target? What's my end result? And for this, it's to find the greatest common factor and the least common multiple. All right, so let's get into it. Greatest common factor. Now, greatest, we know that means the largest. Common, something that's the same. Factor. What's a factor? If I have something like 2 times 3 equals 6. 6 is what it equals. That's my product. Hopefully these terms are familiar to you. So product is the end result. This right here is a factor, and this is a factor. Two numbers multiplied together to get a product. They are the factors. It's kind of like you can think about it in terms of life also. My product is that I'm here, I'm a 6th grade teacher teaching you math. There are some factors that got me to this point right here. I went to school, I got my teaching certificate, I got hired at Hillcrest. Those are all the factors that have come together, and when you put it all together, I'm a teacher now, and I'm teaching you math. Okay? But in terms of math and numbers, your factors are the parts that when multiplied together equal a product. Okay? So we want to find factors. We have 12 and 18. We can do this with 2 numbers, we can do it with 3 numbers, we can do it with a lot of numbers, but I'm just going to do it with 2 here. 12 and 18. So the first thing I want to do is I want to find the factors of 12. So I do this. You might do a factor tree. I'm not going to teach you that. If you know how to do that and do it, great, go for it. What I'm going to do is the rainbow. I like this one. You put your number on top that you want all the factors, and anything that multiplies together, any factors that give you this product are good. Okay, so I always start, 1 is always a factor of every number. So you have 1 and 12. Now I'm going to go with 2. Does 2 times something get me to 12? Yep. 2 times 6. Now I'm going to go to the next one. 3. 3 times 4 equals 12. Now there's no whole numbers between 3 and 4. I'm done. I don't have to go any higher. I don't have to try 5 or 7 or 8. You just keep coming in like this. You don't go past this side. All right? So my factors of 12, 1, 2, 3, 4, 6, 12. All right. Now, let's get the factors of 18. And then once we have the factors of 18, then we can figure out the greatest common factor. So I'm going to do the same thing. 18. Do my rainbow. I know 1 and 18 for sure. Everybody should always be able to do that. But by 6th grade, you know your multiplication facts. This should not be too bad for you. So I'm going to go to 2. 2 times 9 is 18. 3 times 6. 3 times 6 is 18. 4 times nothing gets me to 18. 5 times nothing gets me to 18. And now I'm at 6, I'm done. Okay? So the factors of 18, 1, 2, 3, 6, 9, 18. Okay. So that's the work part of it. Once you've done the work, then you just look and discover what your answer is. So, factors. These are all factors of these two numbers. Common ones. Let me find my commons. 1 is common with 1. 2 and 2, those are the same, that's common. 3 and 3, oh wow. 4 has nothing in common. 6 and 6, those are common. 9, no 12, no 18. Okay, so my common factors are 1, 2, 3, and 6. Now, I want the greatest. I want the biggest common factor. Not this small one, not this little 1 or little 2. Those are small, those are least. I want the greatest. So I look at what's the biggest one that's common, and it's easy to see that it is 6. So the greatest common factor, the one that is common to both 12 and 18, the common factor, the greatest one, is 6. Okay? I'm going to show you a little trick. This is something I like to do. It saves a little time. This is always great to do the rainbow. Take your time. Make sure you do it accurately. Here I'm going to show you a way to save a step. So when I know I have two numbers, I'm trying to find the greatest common factor. I'm going to find the smaller of the number. Which is smaller, 12 or 18? 12. 12 is much smaller. Okay? So I'm going to kind of just go with 12. So I do my factors of 12. I'm not going to take a lot of time with this because I've already done it. 2, 6, 3, 4. Okay, so I have my factors of 12, 1, 2, 3, 4, 6, 12. I'm not even going to do a factor tree for 18 because I know nothing bigger than this would go in here. Okay? So I start with the biggest number here and I say, does this go evenly into the other number? If it does, I stop right there. I've got my greatest common factor. Does 12 go into 18 evenly? No. Does 6 go into 18? Yeah, it goes into 3 times. So 6 is a factor of 18, just like it's a factor of 12, and it's the greatest. So the GCF, greatest common factor, of 12 and 18 is 6. You see, on this way I only did one rainbow. I did the smallest of them. Okay? So, if you want to feel really confident and do both rainbows, get all the factors for both, and then you look at it and see which one's in common, that's great too. This is just a little shortcut that I use to save a step. But it gets me the right answer every time. Okay? Alright, so that's greatest common factor. Let's move on to least common multiple. Now multiples, you know what multiples are. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 3, 6, 9, 12, 15, 4, 8, 12, 16, 5, 10, 15, 20, 10, 20, 30, 40. They're multiples. They're the number multiplied by 1, multiplied by 2, multiplied by 3. Okay, so let's do this. I want to find all the multiples of these two numbers. Not all of them. That would go on forever. but I'm going to go 5 out, okay? So 2, 4, 6, 8, 10. So these are all multiples of 2. Now let me get some multiples of 3. So 3, 6, 9, 12, 15. All right. Not too bad. You can kind of do that in your head. You've done a lot of that. Now, I want to find all the commons, okay? Common multiples. 2, that's not in common. 4 is not in common. The 6 is in common. 8, 9, 10, 12, 15. It looks like that's the only one common. If I would go farther out, I'm sure I would find more that are in common. But least, or you could also say first common multiple. If you're doing it like this, you say, what's the first common multiple? Or the least, the smallest common multiple. And as I go here, 6, those are common. They're both multiples of 2 and 3. And so that would be your least common multiple. Okay? Just do it out like that, and you should be able to find the least common multiple, no problem. Now, that's with 2 and 3. Those are smaller numbers. You know, I love 2s, 3s, 4s, 5s, 10s, 100. I could even do 100, 200, 300, 400. But, well, what about numbers like this, 14 and 21? Those are a little bit harder in your head to just kind of go out with. But you can do it. So I always, even with big ones, I still go out. I know that 14 and then 28, and then I have to think a little bit, 42, and then 56, and 70. Okay, I'm gonna go up 5. Might not be enough, but I'll start there. I'll try. 21. I'm doing these because I kind of know them a little bit. Another way to do this is you get your calculator out and you do 21 plus 21. 21 plus 21 equals 42, equals 63, equals 84, equals 105. Okay, so we've taken these bigger numbers. We want to find the least common multiple. So, something that's common. 14? Nope. 21? Nope. 28? No. There's a 42 and a 42. The first one that is common. So, 14 and 21, the least common multiple is 42. Okay? So, this is how you discover the greatest common factor, least common multiple. So this is 1.1, Chapter 1, Lesson 1, Learning Target, find the greatest common factor and find the least common multiple. This gives you strategies, ideas how to do that. So from this point on, you're going to watch another video where we do some guided practice together, and you'll get your workbook out, you'll do it with me, and then you'll go on your own for some independent practice. All right?